What's up, guys, and welcome to my review of episode 3 of season 2 of Chucky, titled Hail Mary Chucky. Now, this one's coming out a little bit later than normal. Usually I review these right after I watch the episode, but I was pretty tired last night. Didn't have the best experience with the episode, so I kind of wanted to sleep on it, watch it again this morning, and review it today. And I don't know, we'll recap what happened in the episode really quick. So essentially you got the three main characters, Lexi, Devin, and Jake, and they have this Chucky doll that has been walking around the campus and taking pictures, now strapped to a chair. And so the plot of the episode, the main plot anyway, is that they're trying to brainwash him. They're doing like this Clockwork Orange treatment on him, and they have his eyes pried open and they're showing him John Carpenter's The Thing and Psycho 3 and a whole bunch of just gore and violence until it makes him like vomit and makes him physically sick. Try to like reprogram the violent tendencies within the doll. And seemingly it works, because by the end of it you get like this nice, dare I say, cute version of Chucky. That's kind of the version of the doll that I'm sure everybody but Andy got. And on a visual standpoint, I liked that. It's cool to do something different with Chucky. We got to see him get a little bit of physical torture in Cult of Chucky, and now they're doing like a mental torture on him. And it's cool always to see Brad Dourif bring different layers to his voice acting. So he's always the mean, profanity-fueled Chucky, and now we get to see him hear him rather, give like more of a jovial Chucky, and as well as kind of a meathead Chucky later on in the episode. So that's always fun to see Brad Dourif do something different. And like I've said in the last couple of episodes, and I said this last season too, it's always interesting to try to see what reference, mostly horror films, but not always horror films, that Don Mancini is going to bring. It seems like every episode there's at least a sequence or a plot point that is taken from a film that we know, like the Scream sequence in the very first episode here, obviously Clockwork Orange. And so it's always neat to kind of play a little bit of an Easter egg game with that sometimes. I think most hardcore horror fans can pick them up pretty easily, but for some others it might be fun to kind of figure out, where's that from? What's that scene from? What's that effect from? So I liked all of that. My issue, what's starting to really worry me, because I was worried in the first episode, I kind of dug episode 2, and now I'm kind of worried again, is that one, I just don't really know what the plot of this season is. It doesn't really feel like it's really kicking into gear yet. So obviously Chucky has a plan for these kids, but that's all we've learned so far. You have Jake and Devin who are in a relationship, and the only real development that they're getting, the only real plot that they're getting as just individual characters is, we're gay inside of this hardcore Catholic school. What if they find out? We can't let Devin Sawa find out. That's basically the plot that's been going on with their characters the whole time, outside of figuring out what's going on with Chucky. And, that's an important storyline to tell. I'm sure that Don Mancini's pulling that from maybe his own experiences growing up. I don't know what his religious upbringing was, but wouldn't be surprised if that's him kind of giving commentary to that, which is fine. I just don't know how long through the season that storyline is going to be compelling for those two characters. I would say that it's already starting to kind of run its course now in 3 episodes in. Then you get Lexi, who is the most interesting character of the 3 so far this season, which is interesting because I despised her character last season. But her storyline thus far has been a few different things, to where she obviously has this drug habit now. She's very broken from everything that went on last season regarding Junior and her father's death and just all the carnage. And so there's one part of it, but there's also this storyline going on with this other bully in the school, to where they have some kind of a history from back in the high school, to where when she was ultra bitch, I guess she screwed him over, or maybe he was an asshole too, and they were just battling wills and she won, but nonetheless, she's the reason he's in this school. And so for the past 3 episodes, they've been teasing like that these two are going to be coming to blows. They're going to be doing this mental game with each other. And it just really started to kick into gear this episode, and then the dude dies. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, that I was interested in that, and now it's just gone. Could it go forward? Are they going to put that dude's soul in a doll? I mean, you never know with this fucking show. But as of right now, it seems like that was teased, and then that's nothing. That's not going to go anywhere. And so I just find myself kind of struggling, trying to figure out what stories am I latching onto. Like last season, I really enjoyed some of the mysteries going on around, is Jake going to be a killer? Is he going to, stab Lexi, everything going on with Devin whenever they weren't a couple yet, but it was like there was a clear flirtation there. There was so many things that were set up, that were building, that I was invested in every single week. And this season so far hasn't really done that for me. And so really the only mystery going on that I can latch into is, what is Chucky's plan? And I don't imagine we're going to find out what that plan is until the last couple of episodes, just like last season. And so I don't know, that just kind of worries me a little bit as far as the story pacing of the season. The other big issue that I had, which again, this is the difficulty with reviewing a show like this week to week. They could end up doing something cool and fun with it. I don't know yet, but I'm worried about it. Is the whole roided out Chucky that we get in this episode. So they do this really good thing about like red herring, where you have the Chucky doll that has been clockwork oranged, and he seems to be rehabilitated and be nice. And yet there is the priest that gets strangled. There's other things going on where they only show you like pieces of what's going on, to where you think, oh, is that Chucky fucking with them? Is he actually not rehabilitated and he's just playing it, and let alone he's going around and killing people and doing other things? And it turns out, no, they seemingly did actually reprogram that Chucky, but you have Mr. T Chucky coming in. You've got fucking Brock Lesnar Chucky walking in, and he's like a roided out, like six-packed super Chucky that literally throws a human being across the room and just punches a gigantic hole into this kid and just, pushes his heart out. Is it different? Is it unique? Is it something that we haven't seen in this series before? Yes. Does that mean it's a good idea? I don't know. My problem is, it feels like the wackier and the crazier and just the weirder that the Chucky character and the Chucky lore gets, the less rules there are, and it just feels like I can't engage with it as much, because anything could happen. I mean, next week we could have a 7-foot tall Chucky doll just walk into this place and start murdering people, and it would just be like, well, it's Chucky. Just accept it. It's fucking weird. Now, could they give us an explanation for why Chucky's roided out and super strong in the next episode or a couple episodes? Sure. Like I said, that's the difficulty with reviewing a show week to week and not after it's all done. But as just in real time, when I'm watching this, as soon as they showed that, I kind of just slumped in my chair and went, oh, we're doing this now? And it just, wacky, weird, goofy Chucky just doesn't work for me more times than not. I really do miss when Chucky somewhat took himself seriously, and when the series took itself seriously. So when we're doing all of these just batshit wild, goofy ideas left and right, which it seems like this season's just going to be crammed full of them, it doesn't always work for me, because it just seems like there's no rules. Like there's just no explanations. It's just, well, it's Chucky, accept it. And that grinds my gears whenever that's the explanation that I'm given, is just like, it's a doll, it's voodoo shit, so who cares? He can be roided out, right? Maybe there's a roids fucking spell somewhere. And I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see where that plot line goes. At the moment, I'm just going to say that I'm worried about it, because it's just so, it's kind of slapsticky to me. But yeah, that's kind of my overall thoughts on this episode so far. So I don't know. This season, hopefully it comes around. Hopefully it wins me back. Hopefully that a lot of the things that I'm kind of unsure about right now, I'll have those worries mended here in a week or two. But as of right now, this season's kind of on shaky ground for me. Well, that's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed this, please click over here for my playlist of all of my Chucky TV series coverage, and I'm also going to put my ranking of all of the Chucky movies up here. If you enjoyed this, please like and share this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of my coverage of this show. And as always, remember, opinions are like assholes, but that doesn't mean you have to be.